Hello world. My name is Ashley Collins. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Breakup Diaries. This is a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for months. In my journal, I have like a section. I've literally actually have pages of topics that I want to talk about. And I try not to force a topic. I just wake up in the morning and I say, okay, Ashley, how do you feel? What do you want to talk about? And if you don't feel like talking about nothing right now, that's totally completely fine. But usually something pops up that like either something that annoys me or something that I need to get off my chest, etc., etc. So I want to talk. Okay, well, first off, disclaimer. I am no health and fitness. I am no health and fitness expert. So this is just what's worked for me. This is what works for my body. So if you are here to just like listen to a good story, totally listen. But if you're here because you're like, well, Ashley did this and Ashley said that, don't say that I said that. Don't do that to me. Okay. So I want to talk to you about my unintentional fasting. So a couple of months ago, I moved to a location and we literally had no food at all. No food at all. So I went 3 days without eating. Now, rewind a little bit. I've never, okay, not never. I am a huge foodie. I loved food. I used to love taking myself out to like eat. I'd get like the biggest steak, or I'd go to happy hour. I'd be like, let me get this, that, and that, and that, since they're all like $3 each, you know? I used to be a huge, I love like the crab boil buckets with the shrimp and the sausage. Oh my gosh. I used to be a huge foodie. And then, as I started to lose more and more money, not as a result of the food, but we're going to talk about that another day. As I started to lose more and more money, I started to eat less and less often throughout the day. So I never really enjoyed eating breakfast, even as a kid. I ate it elementary school because, you know, your mom usually cooks for you when you're in elementary school. Middle school, like, sparingly. And then in high school, my sister fell ill. There was no breakfast being made every morning, and I didn't know how to cook, and I really didn't have a desire to eat. Even like, you know, we would get free reduced lunch at school, but I really wouldn't eat breakfast. So I've never been a very big breakfast person, so skipping breakfast is not a huge deal to me. I don't need breakfast in order to function properly throughout the day. Actually, eating breakfast makes me feel a little bit slow. And I know you're thinking like, well, what are you specifically eating for breakfast? Coming from someone who used to work at a breakfast diner, you know, like eggs always gives you energy, you know, a little bit of meat, but like it just slows me down a bit. So okay. Like I was saying originally, went 3 days without food. And that first day, I went to sleep and like, you know, you have that stomach pain where you're like, your stomach's like, hey, what's going on? Where did we eat today? You know? And then the next day, I definitely felt a bit sluggish, but not sluggish as if like tired, but like I didn't have a lot of energy. So I said, let's go for a walk. So I went for a very, very long walk. And then at the end of the day, I still had those stomach pains, but it wasn't like a cranky. You know how some people like, they don't go without food for like a couple of hours and they're super cranky? I was never cranky. I was a bit agitated, but not like, grr, where's my food? Now on the third day, that was bad. The third day, I was like, if I don't put something in my system, I know something bad is gonna happen. So at the end of that day, we finally ate. But what I found now, since then, what I found now is I still don't feel an urgency to eat breakfast. And I like food. I like looking at food. I like smelling food. Oh, I love looking at food. I'm in a group chat with some coworkers, and they'll send pictures of their food, and I'm like, oh my god, it looks so good. But I like looking at food. I like smelling food. But then like putting food to mouth, it's like, and this is nothing to do with the depression. And let me do a disclaimer on that word, depression, because I think that we throw that word depression around like it's cotton candy, like it's confetti. I know that there's something not well with me because, you know, I've been alive with myself for the past 30 years, you know? And like my symptoms are like completely obvious. The lack of appetite, the lack of sleep, the fits of crying. Like it was like 4 times yesterday at work I just broke down in tears. The space, like blacking out. I got in the car the other day and I was just driving, and I was like, oh, how did I end up at the beach? Which is not good. That's not very safe. So when I say I'm depressed, like, it's not because I'm like just using that word as clickbait. It's something definitely wrong with my mental state. Okay, back on subject. So what I found recently is I've always been like a huge fireball of energy. Actually, yesterday, my cousin and my boss said, you need to tone it down a bit. When I'm on the phone with customers, I'm like, okay, you're right. I'm going to try to tone it down. I've always been a huge ball of energy. And now, present tense, I see food as this is something that I need if I want to sustain this energy. Not something that's like a reward system. Not something that's like I take advantage of. Because right now, after not having food for a long period of time, I have an appreciation for food, and I like to savor the feeling. I like to savor the moment. He used to say that, like, I like to eat cold food because I wouldn't eat it right away, first of all, and second of all, I would just like take my time. I can make one plate of food last a very, very, very long time. I'm usually only eating once a day since the breakup happened. I didn't eat for 3 or 4 days, but then I was like, okay, you can't do this, Ashley. Like, you have to put something in your system. So I've been eating once a day. Even before him, I was only mainly eating once a day. Maybe breakfast if he made it for me, or if I was feeling particularly hungry that morning. And I don't eat as big of portions. I haven't really been able to like finish a whole plate of something in a very, very long time. So like I'm a bird eater. You like I'll take a couple of bites and then I'm like I'm full, and then I'll save it for later. Do I feel any benefits of doing that? Definitely the sustaining my weight. I'm not as thin as I was when I wasn't eating as much. I've definitely put on a few pounds, but I think that it's healthy weight for someone who's my size, my age. I like to tell myself that anyway. Obviously, you can Google the benefits of fasting. Longevity, lower risk of diabetes, lower risk of high blood pressure. I think for me, it's definitely been helping with my skin. Don't look at this side. But looking at this side, like I definitely see the difference, especially since I'm not doing my skincare routine like I used to. And also, on top of that, I don't wear makeup every day like I used to. So I feel like I'm giving like my skin a break to actually breathe and take care of itself instead of putting chemicals on it, if that makes sense. But like I was saying, I don't feel like I need food as a reward because it makes me feel good. I want food because I want to continue to power up this vessel that I'm in, because I know that I need food in order to power my vessel. But if I could only like have I was gonna say if I could only have steak and potatoes all day, that'd be a good thing. Well, like yesterday, what did I have? I just had a bowl of chili, and then I was set. And I don't think this is a way of like starving myself, because I think when people think of fasting, I think a lot of people confuse fasting with starving yourself. There's a massive difference. You know, like I can intake less calories than the average person, but if you're bigger than me, you know, you need more than that. You know, like if you're gonna have one sitting of food, like have like the basic 3 meals, like have your protein, etc., you know. So like I said, not an expert, just saying what's been going on with me, with my body. Also it helps you look younger for longer, so hopefully I'll look like I'm 21 forever. But also that's also a balance of not only what you're eating, but also if you're working out, and also your sleep schedule. Right now my sleep schedule is atrocious. My mom did not sleep with me last night, yay. And I only woke up crying twice last night, so yay, progress, right? So I was laying in bed thinking about him. Hold on, let me check what time it is, because you know me, I gotta go to work. Ooh, shit, I got 4 minutes. Okay, so I was thinking about him last night, this morning, and I was thinking about a message that he sent to me, and he said that he felt like he lost his only friend in the world. But the key word is friend. Whenever he was talking about me, he would call me his best friend, and he very rarely called me his girlfriend. He never said that I was the love of his life. He just said that I was his best friend, and that hit hard. that hit really, really hard, because I'm like, we see each other differently. I see you as the love of my life. I see you as my Prince Charming. I see you as a person I want to live with for the rest of my life. You see me as just like this buddy that you get to have fun with. And that's not fair. That's not right. And that's it. Okay, I gotta go clock into work. I just want to say this. Hold love close to your heart always. That way, if your heart breaks, it is love can fall back in. Let me say that one more time. Hold love to your heart constantly. That way, if your heart breaks, more love will. Let me say that one more time. Hold love to your heart constantly. That way, if your heart breaks, more love will fall in. That's it. Bye. Intermittent fasting. Whoop whoop. Yeah.